You want to go ahead and tell us your name and what your project was and your role in that?
Yeah, my name is Mark Petrie. I wrote and directed Unkind Cut. It's the one with the vasectomy content.
That was brilliant.
Never forget that.
Yeah.
Can I do this or should I just hold on to it? Yeah. Oh, I see. Got it. Magnetic. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very, very funny. So, go ahead. What was the inspiration for that?
Inspiration, yeah. I mean, okay. So we should tell personal stories. It is actually inspired by real events. I'm married and with children, and my wife was encouraging me to do that. Consider that. She wanted to get off what she was on, and I didn't want to, and it's very interesting to see how simple and long-term it's existed, and men just don't want to pony up. And so anyway, I was just examining. I felt like I should do something like that, but I really didn't want to. And then it was just in the background. But then honestly, it was a separate health crisis or condition that came around. It was kind of dealing with my spine, and I saw several specialists in town. And one of the doctors that I saw who gave me a lot of good information was really quirky. He had dragon tattoos on his biceps and fresh Air Jordans, and he was just a character that stuck in my mind. He was not as weird as the doctor, but on the spectrum of that. And then also a different specialist I saw gave me some information that kind of shocked me, and actually I passed out for like 15 seconds or whatever. But whatever it may be, being a storyteller, I kind of woke up to them hovering over me, kind of like the shot in the movie, and I kind of remembered that as being a cinematic shot. If you're a creator, you kind of catch inspiration in different ways. And so interestingly, that crisis, I just melded two different, it seemed like it would fit the vasectomy thing, and I hadn't shot anything in a while, and it came together.
That was so funny. And then it was shocking, the part when he's looking down, he has the incision. I mean, that was hilarious. So that's almost like a guy's worst nightmare come to life.
Not almost.
So you said you've done other films?
Yeah, and actually I had done some when I finished film school quite a bit, quite a few films, and then I was working in the industry and such, and I hadn't done anything in a while. I'm actually a faculty member at a film school and at Loyola Marymount University, and so this came to me, and so I was able to utilize 100% of the school's resources, the location, the gear. Much of the crew was staff and or students, alums and so forth. And so I just took the opportunity to utilize the resources that I had available to me. So, but yeah, I worked in the industry and features for a while, kind of behind the scenes for a director for a while. And then I had a kid and kind of tried to find something a little more stable. Right. And so that's kind of what originated there. But it's been good. It really revitalized my creative juices. They were kind of gone a little bit dormant, or shall I say flaccid, for a while. But now I have a couple things. I had actually hoped to shoot something in January that didn't come together, but I have a couple things that at least one will be shooting this year, but just working on those.
What do you do as far as getting funds to create?
Right. Since I hadn't done anything in a while, I just use my own personal funds for that one that I shot there. But I am developing my what do you call it, crowdfunding campaign. It's not launched yet, but we're all in the materials, and there's a couple grants that we have applied to or are applying to that we're hoping to hear back from. So there's that. I mean, if I can talk my wife into it, I will, fund a portion of it for sure. But I'm excited about the prospects.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So does anybody out here have any questions that they want to ask if you're able to see that film? No?
I have a question.
Yes.
Was this like your first film that you directed? So
yeah, the first I had done in a while. Okay. First I had done in a while. I had a film or two that did a few film festivals when I was right out of film school. Right. Got some meetings and so forth, but then loans come due, and didn't got the meetings but not the deal, and so I just kind of worked in the industry in a few different capacities for a while, leading up to kind of behind the scenes on a few like major Hollywood feature films and TV and such. But kind of was working as is we're dealing with now. A lot of the stuff I did was out of the country. I had the great opportunity to work in Australia and China and Montreal, but that's hurting our business. But in the state, but once I had little ones coming along my way, I decided to try to find something that would not keep me out of the country as much, and that kind of how I morphed into being a film professor. When I went to film school, it was like reason number 15, like, you could teach with an MFA, and but I could do it when I got old. And I realized, I got old.
Do you have a favorite genre that you like to be involved in?
All sorts of things, but I just, whether it's comedy, horror, drama, I just always like things that approach from just a skewed, slightly different perspective. But my interests are pretty broad. But yeah, I would say just anything that's a little bit twisted. But I have a lot, maybe not as twisted, but truly respect and love David Lynch's work, but just a little bit closer to commerce, but still with a little bit of from a left field approach.
Do you think you'd ever hope to maybe translate some of these into features?
Oh, absolutely. This one was just kind of a short. I actually do have, if I can get some doctors or a health fund, I kind of have some men's health, like two more. I think it would be like a series of men's health shorts that I would like to do, but that arrives as a short. But the one that I'm hoping to do is a scene or a series of scenes that is a part of a larger feature. That, of course, in this day and age, I have a pitch for it to be a series as well, because it has to be TV. But I do see it as a feature. But you have to think about.
Love to maybe even do is to
absolutely. Even after all this time, I just think, but it's not for me, shorts or doing festivals like this. You just want to communicate. You just want to be able to get some of yourself out there and to be able to do it again. And if it turns into something big, hey, that's cool. If not, it's fine.
Right. Yeah, it's all about being creative and having fun. Do you? I'll be right with you. Yeah, I'll be right with you.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Is that my turn? Your turn?
Wait, I know. Okay. Shoot. Now, okay, go ahead. I forgot.
So I don't want to do the research.
Okay.
I don't want to do the research.
Oh yeah.
So you have to tell me if you did the research. Why is it so popular, vasectomy in the U.S.? What's the difference?
Is it popular? I mean, I guess, well, when the administration was when the Supreme Court rolled back Roe v. Wade, I think a lot of the younger generation is just really wanting to they want to be in control. They don't want the governments to control.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, maybe more, maybe 3 or so. About 3 years.
When I went to the U.S. 10 years ago, everybody was doing it. It was like,
do people do that in France?
No, it's an American thing, dude. That's weird.
I still don't know about the numbers. But you mentioned the word research though, and a friend of mine who works in set decorations, when I was writing it, coming up with it, said, do some research. I was thinking about props and so forth. Do some research. You'll see some interesting things. And actually, in researching it, they've been doing. I don't know when it started, but they've been doing vasectomy since the 1800s. And so it's a very simple procedure. I mean, that's another argument for it. It's a very simple procedure. People are doing it.
The first guy, sure.
But
Experiment.
You just got to find that tube and tie it, cut in there. But they've been doing it since the 1800s. I can't imagine getting one in 1880, whatever. But it's a very simple thing. But no, makes you queasy. And for the TMI thing, this was a personal thing. But actually, I shot this whole thing, and I had not seen a doctor or anything. I did see a doctor finally, and much of what I wrote was close to what pretty close. And actually, I do have one now. But I didn't when I made the film.
I remember what I was going to ask you is there anywhere people can see this film? Do you have it out there?
Yeah, this is kind of at the tail end of, I won't say tail end, but it's been in the festivals for about the past year or so. And I actually am waiting to hear for a handful more. And there have been some opportunities presented from some streamers that might want to put it online. But right now, because it's still, even though it's been about a year, it's still in the festival circuit. So I don't have it publicly available, but I have a password and all that. So, but I hope to have it available, somewhere within the next 12 months, I would think, 9 or 12 months, something like that.
So if people want to keep an eye on that, where can they find you?
Yeah, so I guess Instagram is the best one. I have the Instagram for the site. for the film, which is just at Unkind Cut, just one word. And then my name's Mark Petrie. That links to my personal Instagram, which is a long story, but my personal Instagram is at Slinky Jackson. That's a long story. But my name's Mark Petrie. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I was curious, where did some of the voice for the more like female perspective, like the scene with the nurses taunting, I really love that scene.
Yeah.
Scary nurses.
Yeah.
Female writers or anything?
I did not. I mean, I was raised by, a single mom, and I'm married and I have 2 daughters. But I was single for a long time. It was just exploring it, and just really, for me and maybe for others, I just think it's interesting, funny, challenging how men are strong, but we're so weak in certain things, or on certain things, just small things make us queasy or whatever. And I just really wanted to examine and dig in and make fun of, maybe male fragility, I guess. And so, but it was just through me examining just the issues, I guess I would say. But thank you for recognizing that. Yeah, appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You said you had some alumni. Were all the actors alumni from the
No,
school?
no.
Where did you find that?
No, I mean, like,
Wonderful.
there are some, just like not the heads of departments, but like camera assistants and stuff were recent alums or current students, because my DP, who's really, really great, is just like the head of our camera department. He's a good DP, but he just manages the school's camera department. But I knew from other work with myself and others that he was a great DP. But no, the actors, I had actually, with the lead, Philip Jean-Marie, I'd actually worked with him on a film I had produced for a friend, maybe about 8, almost 10 years before this. And over time, I just always knew he was good. And I had a couple short ideas, and he said, I'll always do it for you. And I had a short that didn't come together that I had told him about. And then we used to just keep in touch. Actually, not so much anymore, but for a while I was just keeping in touch with him by playing Words with Friends with him. And he just was I just always knew he was good. He's transitioned into just doing regular stuff, but he's been on a lot of TV shows, and used to be a Power Ranger and other things like that. The doctor was a colleague of mine who was a filmmaker as well. And his name's Skinner Myers. He's a really talented filmmaker and writer, and he does some acting, but his stuff is like 180 degrees from what I do. Very, very experimental, I won't say, but alternative. He has a lot of stuff in slow cinema, and but he's just a good friend, and I just pictured him, and he delivered more so than I ever thought. Yeah. And only one was from an audition, which was the guy that was talking to him in the lobby, and he was, and it was just for auditions, and he just had a different look from what I was expecting. Actually, in my script, people don't care, but the character's name was former quarterback. Most people would say you would think like some big burly, stereotypically, masculine guy, and that's what I did have in mind. But just of the people who submitted, he just had a unique feel and talented feel to him. And his name's Rajiv Shah. He actually works in LA and the Bay. He actually is based in the Bay Area, but he comes to LA a lot to do theater and commercial work. But most were from relationships I had. Or referrals.
Just wonderfully cast.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, they really brought it. They really brought it. And you mentioned the stitch. That was actually from. I love collaboration, and I think anybody here who's worked with the crew, that's what I like. Is you have 1 + 1, and it gets to be 3. And I definitely had it in my script as like a Ken doll, but then when production design was delivering it, and then they delivered that, I was like, what? That's so nasty. God, I love it. So so they went for it on their own with this stitches and with like little lingering blood and all that. So that was great.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for your time.
That
Yeah, I
was
just
so fun.
wanted to come out and check it out here. So thank you all for taking
Thank you for your
taking it
time.
here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My hands are freezing.
It's okay. It's okay.